Hi, this is János, it's Revered Audio, and I'm making this video out of extreme agitation and disappointment as a cautionary warning for everyone who is trying to make the interconnect cables that I described, the DIY CCSSWP cables, and I'm going to share my experience with that. So basically, we invented this cable with Charlie 20 years ago, and back then I had smashing success making them, and every single one that we made worked perfectly. And now what has changed since then? 20 years. It means my eyesight has declined significantly since then. And also one thing, that I was not using the exact same brand tape to make it. I was using 3M tape back then to make them. This one is the HD Clear brand tape, dark brand, and I was a little bit worried about it, and my instinct was right. But when I checked it, this tape, when I look at it, it feels exactly like the 3M tape did. The clarity is exactly the same, and the stickiness of the tape and that also feels the same. However, there's a big difference, is that while the 3M tape is really good and you can solder like jacks at the end of it, this one is a piece of shh. And if when I tried soldering ends to the jacks to the end, it just melted through and through, and wherever they crisscrossed each other, the tape that was insulating between them melted and the whole thing shorted in there. Now, as an upgrade, what I did is that I went for my no contact DIY cable ends, using a Q-tip in the center and the fish tank hose at the side to make the ground connection. These used to work for me 20 years ago without fail, with perfection, and they just absolutely demolish any RCA jacks sound wise. Like even a deaf can hear the difference between no connector and the best of the connectors that any money can buy or produce. Yet, to make this work, you need perfect RCA jack to fit into. So you need something that has perfect contact surfaces for both the positive and the negative. And look at it. This is a piece of junk, 20-year-old, but age is not a problem, but the quality is just I'm blowing raspberries, because these guys, none of them made connections with these RCA jacks. It's something that I never ever experienced in the past when I was trying to use the jacks that I soldered, the jacks that I got. These jacks were not me who put these jacks in, but I was lazy to change them because they work fine. No, the F, they don't work fine. And now I'm just swearing and cursing because I wasted again, just before making this video, hours of my life trying to make this bloody F work, and of course they didn't. So basically I'm just awfully annoyed because it took me like tens of hours to make like this awful lot of silver cables, a lot of patience, and basically much of my free time that I had in the summer. And it took me until now to finally install them. So you see, it's been like a couple months since. That's how much quality free time I have, when I have actually energy to do something effective instead of just yapping away on the channel, which really doesn't require any concentration from my part. Just turn on the camera and I have the words coming out without any second thought, even if I'm half brain dead with tiredness. Not so when trying to install things and do something on the system. So basically this was the only cable that worked out of all of them, going to the phono stage, one channel only. And then I had to put these copper interconnects there. These work flawlessly, and I have gorgeous sound coming out of that single channel, and the other channel nothing happening there, and it won't be happening tonight because I will just have to remake the interconnect cable. So why I made this video? I made this video because I'm getting just overwhelmingly positive feedback from those of you who have tried to build it for yourselves. And yes, I can second that you will have extreme success when it works. However, if you have the slightest issues with your eyesight, like I do, there is a tremendous chance that it will not work for you. So if you do not trust 100% without fail that you actually see what you are doing, then do not attempt to make these cables. And I just cautionary warning, repeat it again. Do not attempt to make these cables, because you will be swearing and cursing for hours in your life, like just what I did before I shot this video. So that's it. I'm done with this effing piece of interconnect, even though it's just so much better than anything you can build at home for yourself. This is really the highest end of DIY cables, but it's the highest end in cursing if there is something that goes wrong with it. And unless your eyesight is impeccable, there will be something going wrong with it. Like with 80% of the cables that I made, only this single one works. So, end of cautionary tale. I hope everyone learned something from it, and that's it. So I just need to cool down and then figure out something what I wanna do, and eventually this is one more thing in the coffin of stereo for me, is that what I have noticed, because I do not have enough time and effort and energy to properly dedicate to building stereo gear. I'm just worn out from work and no energy left to properly do things. And I have noticed this has been the state in the past 10 years, and I've always noticed that out of the stereo pair, there's never a problem with one channel. But making both channels work, it's a pain and a cursing marathon to achieve it. And it's just really begging to go for mono and just spare these moments in my life that I just hate so much. And when I'm just listening to the system and all is done, all is ready, I forget about these moments. But when I live them through, I realize that now that I'm 20 years more experienced, but also 20 years least qualified by my eyesight to work on gear, and also 20 years less tolerant of this kind of crap happening to me. And also, this is something that you just have to take with the age as it comes and goes. And that's why I'm doing this channel, because I cannot do these things anymore, really. So if I want to build even the simplest of things in the universe, like a pair of interconnect cables, it just takes me 10-20 times more effort than what it took me 10-20 years ago. So whenever I share you guys what you can do, what you can build, what you can tweak, do not, I emphasize, do not expect it from me that I can do all of that, because I cannot. Age says that, János, you are not capable of intense DIYing anymore, and that's why I am not granting any request to build any amplifiers or build any interconnects or anything, because I cannot do it anymore. Probably the best I can do is just minor repairs, but yeah, I would love to do these things. I would love to do major projects. I have basically all the parts for the most astonishing project that I ever wanted to do and build. It's a really special amplifier, but really the reality is that age has really caught up with me, and I can't do these things anymore. So what you can expect is from me to share ideas with you, so you can try and build what I can't do anymore, and enjoy those things that I have discovered, and probably that I cannot expand on anymore, but you can pick up and continue from where I cannot continue anymore. So that's it. Please like, subscribe if you like this rant or you think that you are getting some useful advice from this channel, and have a much better day than I just did. Bye bye.